So both doors, rear doors, are stripped of the external white paint. I also took off my body filler from these dents. I can't really get to them from the other side, so I thought about welding finish nails on the seam there, on the crease, and seeing if I could pull it out that way. That's going to be messy and probably ill-advised. Somebody had suggested trying to do that in lieu of a stud gun, or I may just decide to refill it. The reason I dug my filler out is because I had, when I was sanding all the paint off, I noticed that I put my filler down over, like my feather edge was over paint. So I decided to take it all out, make sure that I got down to bare metal, because that's what Duraglass calls for. It wants to be bonded to bare metal. So I decided to do that right instead of have it on paint. And after watching Fatster Cat Mark do his core support repair, I thought I would maybe try my hand at it. So there's my first whack at a patch. This is 16 gauge steel, so yeah, that's some beefy stuff. Hard to work. You can see that I've been working it a lot, bending and all that. That's going to go right in there like that. This little curve here meets up with the little curve in there. Hard to see. But it's also hard to cut or to bend this to just the right shape because the piece that it's going to replace is still in place. So I started cutting. You can see the little shiny grinding mark from my cutting wheel. The only thing is, it's hard to get that wheel in to cut. You know, like if I go all the way down here, I'm going to start cutting into this, and really I need to cut this way and there, but then I have to get this cut back out of the way. So yeah, it'll be some tricky cutting, especially since I want to just cut up to here. I don't know. It's a mess. It's a mess. You know, plan B, get another core support, but they're hard to find for the 75 to 79 Nova. You want the second or third generation Nova, no problem. Just this one's hard to find. So I'll give it my best shot here, what I know about welding, which isn't very much, although I have had much better luck with the thicker metal than thinner stuff. So anyway, that's where I'm at, and it's not as cold in here. You can hear I don't have the heater going. How cold is it? Oh, it's almost freezing. So I've been out here for close to 5 hours doing all this, stripping the doors and then working with the metal. You know, I did an aluminum template, and that worked out okay, trying to do a compound curve with that, and then having a relief cut, and I was encouraged by that, so then I transferred that over to my, my 16 gauge, which is probably overkill for like sheet metal, for a fender or something like that, but for the core support, I don't think so, because I'm going to be trying to replace these 3 thinner pieces of metal, 2 here actually, with 1, and that 16 gauge is thick. It's like thicker than 2 of these together, so we'll see. I think I'm going to call it quits for this evening. Clang. And yeah, call it quits for this evening. So, we'll see.